Today, I'm driving all over Los Angeles to try 6 of its most iconic foods and tell you if it's worth the hype, but here's the thing, I'm doing it prehistoric style. That means no phone, no GPS, just using my wits, a car, and this, a big book of maps. For each destination, I'll be rating the food, and I'll be rating how hard it was to get there, because there was a time before technology, and that time may come again. Really makes you think. Anyway, I'm starting the day off with a big old donut at Randy's, the place with the big old donut. To find it on the map, first I need the address, and for that, I go to my trusty yellow pages, flip to the donut section, and... crap. It's not in the phone book, but that's okay, because I generally know where it is, so we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Hit the road and just kind of look for it.
The thing I didn't think about with this challenge is that I don't get live traffic updates.
I figured I'd be able to see the big donut from the freeway, but then I got pretty much to LAX, which meant I'd gone too far, so thought I'd get off the freeway and backtrack, but there was tons of construction. There it is, that big-ass donut, which means I had made it to my destination.
They got a drive-thru. I'm ordering at the drive-thru, a classic Los Angeles drive-thru.
Let me get one glazed old-fashioned. Let me get one glazed raised. Can I get a vanilla cake? Can I also get a small iced coffee?
I feel like those 3 that I order cover the range of traditional donuts, so we'll see. I love donuts, man. I really, really like donuts.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you too. Two beautiful donuts. I believe I ordered 3.
One glazed old-fashioned. Let me get one glazed raised. Can I get a vanilla cake?
But, I got a donut for each hand, so, I think I'm doing pretty good. It's a good donut. I'm surprised. The last time I had Randy's, it wasn't that good.
It's a fucking good-ass donut.
Look at that shit. Oh my god. Look at how chewy it is.
Damn, that's like a yeasty-ass donut.
It's so light.
I'm blown away. I have high standards for donuts. If you don't know, LA is very much a donut city. Got a long history of some beautiful donuts. Dude, that is a good-ass donut.
All right, let me try the cake one. Because what I want from a cake donut is you want a little crust. But it's got to be a little soft inside. Not like the hardest crust. Not the softest on the inside, but very good. I wouldn't complain. I'm not complaining. It's a very good donut. Has kind of an herbal taste, which I'm not crazy about. Kind of tastes like an edible, to be honest. But when donuts live together, they sometimes take on the flavors of the donuts nearby. Not as crazy about that one, but this is a very, very good yeasted donut. As far as the food goes, I'd say that's a 4.5. Very, very good. I would have liked the cake donut to be a little bit crispier on the outside, maybe a little moister on the inside, like I said. I also wasn't crazy about the taste of the frosting. A little disconcerting. The herbaceousness of it. But yeah, a solid 4.5. I would love to say a 5. Frankly, not there, but very, very good. Now for the getting here score, that's a 1. Come on, Randy's. Not having your address in the phone book in 2016. You can get yourself in the phone book, but, nothing like a big-ass donut in the sky to draw people in.
Ready for my next destination, which fortunately was in the phone book. That's right, Roscos House of Chicken and Waffles. So I'm turning to my trusty Thomas guide to find 106 West Manchester. That's on map 703. Oh, that's really close. That's a mile up the street. I got in the car and started driving, and it just kind of popped up in front of me way sooner than I expected. Yep, there's the sign.
I'm gonna loop around and just try to find some street parking. You'd think this would be an easier challenge than the public transit challenge, but it's not really that much easier. I can go faster. But at what cost? So I got the food. While I was in there waiting for it, I was talking to someone that worked there, and I asked him if that used to be further down the street, and he says that location is still open. And then there's one down here, so They have 2 locations that are very close to each other. But yeah, I visited the one that's really close to Randy's. It was nice and quick, and I'm looking forward to trying it. Back in the car, in the driver's seat, doing a food review. In my car, of all places. I'll be honest, I don't love fried chicken as much as other people. It's good. It's not my favorite. How can you not like fried chicken? I do, I'm just not crazy about it. It looks really good. It smells really good. I got the one thigh and the one waffle. Now, the waffle is a little soggy, and this really could be my fault because I ordered it to go and it's been like steaming in this styrofoam case. So I'm gonna start with the waffle first. It's good. It's really like chewy, like very glutinous and very subtly seasoned. I'm picking up really subtle like cinnamon, which gives it almost sort of like a savoriness. Yeah, it's definitely soft, but it's almost like a naan or like a type of bread that you would get with like Ethiopian food. I've never had Roscos before. And in my mind, I'm like, like breaded chicken plus the waffle just seems like a lot of bread. But now that I have this soft, chewy waffle, I'm kind of seeing it in a new light. All right, and here's the chicken. Man, oh man, that's like, look at how crispy and bubbly that skin is. You can see like the chicken skin through the breading, and it looks really good. All right, let's see what we got. The breading is thin, which also sort of like counters my worry that it would be too bready. The flavor is also very good. The chicken itself tastes great. The chicken itself is very juicy. The breading is really good. Man, it's so crisp. The skin, it's the crispiness of like chicken skin, which is really nice fried chicken skin. And we'll try it all together. It's really good. All right, so here's what I think of the food. I wasn't super enthused by the idea of breaded chicken and bread on the side, and I'm like totally converted. It's really, really good. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. So my phone shut off because it got too hot. I didn't even realize I was sweating like crazy. So for the getting there score, that was a little more complicated because I ended up not getting there. You would think that that would be a low score, but I ended up getting to a different one that was even closer. So I would say that was like making it easier than it ever could have been. So getting their score, 5 out of 5. So we're heading to our next iconic LA food, which is Langer's Deli for their world famous pastrami sandwich at 704 South Alvarado. So let's try and find it on the map.
So it's time to answer the question everyone's been thinking. What is a map? Well, back in the late 1900s, before GPS, before Google Maps, people got around LA using this, the Thomas Guide. And the Thomas Guide is really just a big spiral-bound book of maps. Every neighborhood, every street is mapped out. To find where you want to go, you start with the index. This has every street listed in alphabetical order from A Court to Zurich Court. If you want to go somewhere, you need the address. You could find it listed on a menu or like on a matchbook or something. I've been using the yellow pages. I'm trying to get to Langer's, which is at 704 South Alvarado. So I find that in the index. Addresses have these numbers beside them, which tell you which map number it's on and where on the map it is. So we flip to map 634. Find where on the grid it is, in this case, C2. The address starts with 700, so I know it's between the 600 block and the 800 block. So right about here. So that tells me where Langer's is, but not necessarily how I can get there, like where it is in relation to me. Well, each side of the map has a number that corresponds to another map in the book. See, the book is really just one giant map where each square has its own page, and you can see how it all relates on the page finder map. And that's exactly how I did it. Taking Manchester to Western, left on Western, a right on Wilshire, making a right at the Will turn, the building that's on the corner of Wilshire and Western, and that'll take me straight through MacArthur Park, right to Langer's.
I found a parking spot on Wilshire, the road that goes through the park. Pretty sure Langer's has its own parking lot, but Wouldn't exactly know that from looking at the Thomas guide, now would I? Anyways, I wanted to stretch my legs. That last leg of the trip kind of took a while. And it's such a beautiful day, and it's so nice to walk here along beautiful MacArthur Park. Believe it or not, this road didn't used to be here.
Back when it was called Westlake Park, it was truly an oasis in the city. There were sailing races in its Grand Central Pond, but by 1934 it was split in twain, so Wilshire Boulevard, LA's main commercial thoroughfare, could have a more direct route downtown because, God forbid, commerce has to take a one-block detour.
A lot of people waiting in line, but I heard for a table of 2, it's only 20 minutes. Not too bad. I mean, I spent that much time just looking for parking. You can walk in and order it at the counter.
They got the pastrami steaming, they got the whitefish, so you know it's a real deal, old school, New York style deli.
It's such a beautiful day, I figured I would get my sandwich to go. Eat it picnic style here in MacArthur Park. Let's see what we got in the bag. Of course, we got the sandwich. This thing is very heavy. Also, we got a little branded wet wipe, which is thoughtful. Most excitingly, a pickle sliced in half and vacuum sealed. That's great for a pickle on the go. Finally, 1 mint. So you don't smell like pastrami the rest of the day. Some people really like that. I'll say first off, it looks really good. I mean, like big chunks of pastrami. I probably shouldn't have put that on my mouth. So here's what I think. That's a fantastic sandwich. That's the best pastrami sandwich I've ever had, and I've had a few pastrami sandwiches. I got the pastrami with Swiss, which also came with Thousand Island, or Russian dressing, which was very sweet. It added a lot. It was really good. I guess it was the equivalent of like a barbecue sauce in its sweetness. And that pastrami was like extremely juicy. My experience with pastrami sandwiches is like it's piled high, but it's piled and dry. It's very dry meat, lots of layers of thinly sliced, very dry meat, where this was big chunks of moist and juicy meat. The bread was also very good. It was like super soft on the outside, and the crust was very crispy. It was like a good piece of bread. This really changed what I thought a pastrami sandwich could be. The experience was more like a hamburger in that it was very soft, it broke apart, it was thick and juicy. For a pastrami sandwich, 5 out of 5, really the best, like no question, best pastrami sandwich I've ever had. The getting here score, the drive was really far. I could have parked in their lot. I felt like that would have been cheating a little bit. So the getting here score, I'd say a 3. That was good. I feel a little rested after sitting in this beautiful park in the shade. Now it's time to head to my next iconic LA restaurant, Pink's Hot Dog. Time to turn to my Thomas guide to find Pink's Hot Dog, 711 North La Brea Avenue.
So we gotta find La Brea, North La Brea, not South La Brea. It's on map 593. We're here on 634, so we'll go through 633. So find where we are on 634. Probably just take Wilshire straight across the page to 633 to La Brea. Then north, we gotta go to page 593 now. Find La Brea, and there it is, right between 800 and 600, 711 North La Brea. And that's the route I took. Right down Wilshire, hung a right on La Brea,
past First Street, where South La Brea turns into North La Brea, and now I'm about to cross Melrose Ave, which means 700, 700 West. And long story short, there's Pink's over there. That's so me. When they got the paper towels on the wall, you know you're in for a good time. That's a big dog. I mean, some thick slices of cheese on there. Got plenty of raw onion, which is nice. All right, one in the pink. Now let's get serious. It's fine. The hot dog is nice. It's a real sort of like thin sausage link. It's got a nice snap when you bite into it, which I know people like. It's not too salty. It's not like over seasoned. Sometimes I feel like the flavor of hot dog can be too overwhelming. It wasn't. That being said, overall, a little bland. I like the thick layers of American cheese. The whole thing is very soft, except for the bun, which is flavorless and a tiny bit stale. Now, sounds like I'm really crapping on this chili dog. It's good. It's a good chili dog. You wouldn't eat this chili dog and think this is a bad chili dog. I'm not getting my chili dog experience. You're getting the chili dog experience. Food score, 3 out of 5. I wouldn't tell people not to come here. The getting here score, 4 out of 5. South La Brea, North La Brea thing, I guess, could be like a little confusing if you're not super familiar with how streets work. And the thing is, people frankly aren't. I forget because I'm so reliant on Google Maps turn by turn. But, you know, there's a whole complex network of navigating a city. That was a lovely little visit to Pink's. I'm headed to my next destination, and if you were worried that I was only going to have one hot dog today, well, fear no more, because my next iconic LA restaurant is hot dog on a stick. Here, 10800 in the West Side Pavilion.
And just like how the Thomas Guide shows you the block numbers, so too do the street signs, each block increasing by intervals of 100. So this one is the 10,600 block, the next one will be the 10,700 block, and then the 10,800 block, where my destination is.
Here I am, 10800. The whole building's shut. This used to be the mall. It was just like yesterday. We were going to Hot Topic, and they shut the whole thing down. Fortunately, I actually know of another hot dog on a stick.
There's one right by the Santa Monica Pier, so I just looked it up in the phone book, found it on the Thomas Guide, Santa Monica Pier, and it's right down the street, so I'll just, you know, go down Pico Boulevard to the Santa Monica Pier.
Back again in beautiful Santa Monica, California. Can smell that salt there. It's getting me hungry. Hungry for a hot dog. It's really nice down here. It was hot and dry today. It's nice to get out and be exposed to some like clean ocean air. It's been a fun day. I've tried some really good food today. And I saw a lot of the city. And I probably took routes that I wouldn't have taken had I used Google Maps. I look around the city a lot. I feel pretty present generally. But it's easy to get into a place where you're really just like, I gotta get to work, plug the address in. I gotta get to, you know, like the show or whatever, plug the address in. And you miss that element of adventure. You can't risk getting lost. Anyway, looks like my corn dog's ready. Look at this crispy little fucker. That's a really good corn dog. The hot dog was very hot doggy, very hot dog flavored. Because I just had the Pink's hot dog, I can compare them side by side. The Pink's hot dog is like a better hot dog. A better balance of spices, not quite as like salty, but the cornmeal adds so much. The sort of gritty texture plus the sweetness of it, it really elevates the hot dog, and I think that was missing from the Pink's dog. That being said, this is not the best corn dog I've had. It tasted a little burnt. I think it was fried a little too long, and I think you could see that in the color. It was pretty dark, and it had a little of that bitter burnt taste. I think it had a good ratio of corn to dog, which I feel like can really kind of kill a corn dog. It was enough to cut the saltiness of the dog, but it wasn't like too much where you were just getting like a big mouthful of dry mush. For the food score, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. It was a good corn dog. It didn't blow me away. It didn't redefine what a corn dog could be in my mind, but it was very good. For the getting here score, man, the first hot dog on a stick just wasn't there.
Of course, you can't really blame the phone book for not predicting the future from 2016. And I wouldn't have gotten a corn dog today had I not known about this one down on the beach. So I'd say getting here score, that's a 1 out of 5. We barely made it. But you know what? We did. What a beautiful evening down here at the Santa Monica Pier. But the thing is, we're not done yet. We got one more place to try, and it might be the most iconic of all LA restaurants. I mean, what's the first place people go when they land at LAX? That's right, InNOut Burger.
Except InNOut only has their freaking corporate office in the phone book. But that's okay, because I know there's one right near the Costco on Washington Boulevard. So that's on map 672. Well, we're right here on map 671 down here at the Santa Monica Pier. So all we've got to do is hop on California 1 Lincoln Boulevard, take it south onto the next page, and then just hang a left right there on Washington Boulevard.
In and out at the same place? What a deal. Anyway, we're ending the day like we started it, in a drive-thru. Does it get any more Los Angeles than that? Oh shoot, I gotta order. That's embarrassing. Can I get one burger? Can I get it animal style? And fries and a Diet Coke? That is the face of a dog that'll chomp down a hamburger in 2 bites. He's licking his lips because he knows it's coming. Awesome, thank you so much. That's beautiful. Back in the driver's seat for the final review. And here it is. The truly iconic InNOut cheeseburger. All right. I mean, that's beautiful. Nobody else does it better. I mean, that is what a cheeseburger looks like in a commercial. It's what a cheeseburger looks like in my dream. And here it is in my own hands. God. I'll be honest. InNOut's not my favorite as far as cheeseburgers go. As far as meals in Los Angeles goes, it's not my go-to, but it's very much its own thing. You know what you're going to get every time. It's very consistent, and sometimes you'll want an InNOut burger. Do I want an InNOut burger right now? I've eaten a lot today. But it smells really good, and now that it's in my hand, I was smelling it the whole time I was in line. I'm frankly excited. I can barely contain myself. I'm sort of edging, as it were. But I guess the time is nigh. It has come, and there's nothing left to do but bite. The thing is, we've had so much fun today, I kind of don't want it to end. It was a fun challenge, driving around the city using only maps, and it feels like I connected with the city in a way that I hadn't in a long time. I was very present behind the wheel. I was recording video on my phone, so I wasn't like listening to a podcast. I wasn't listening to my music. I was listening to KPCC, Larry Mantle on the Fun to Drive, talking about how great LA is. And I felt it. Not only did I feel it, but I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes, and I feel like I'm seeing it now. We saw the Santa Monica Beach, we saw MacArthur Park, all these beautiful parts of LA, but is there nothing more beautiful? Is there nothing more LA than an InNOut cheeseburger animal style? All right, well, here it goes. The results are in, folks. It's really, really good. It's really got it all. The soft chewiness of the cheese, it's velvety in the mouth. The grilled onions really add something of sweetness, in addition, of course, to the burger sauce. That tomato, not quite summer anymore, but it's still very good. It's cool, it's refreshing. The crunch of the lettuce, the crunch of the toasted bun. The bun itself, perfect. Not too much flavor, but it's very soft. And it's very glossy on top. It's simple, but it's good. They really nailed it. It's perfect. It doesn't get much better than this. With that said, I want to thank you all so much for following me on this journey. I tried so many great foods, really drove all over the city, and I had a blast. I hope you did too. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, feel free to subscribe If you haven't, check out my other video where I tried 7 LA foods using only public transportation to get around. And, I hope you stick around. I'm going to be trying a lot more foods. I'm going to be adventuring all through the city. And I'd love for you to tag along. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.